And we start with the latest. This is the biggest story this evening. We're getting you the details coming in on the probe by the police in the Mangaluru blast case. And it has revealed that the bomber, Shariq, in this case was inspired by global terror outfit and was well trained and handled by terror operatives. The investigation proves that Mangaluru blast was a nefarious terror plot to bleed the nation and was aimed at causing serious damage to instill fear in innocent people. And after the international links to the blast surface, central agencies are now probing the role of masterminds and making attempts to nab them. While conducting raids at Shariq's Mysuru residence, cops recovered parts of ID including nuts and bolts, circuit boards, batteries, acid, matchboxes and chemicals. And those are the pictures of those recoveries that have been made. These recoveries suggest, viewers, that Shariq had planned more bombings and most of the material were ready at his place. All of this material was already lying in his place and was recovered during the seizures.
His name now has been confirmed as Shariq, son of Asim Abdul Majid, resident of Tirthalli. So he is a stranger person and he has been already accused in 3 cases, 2 cases of Mangalore city and Shimoga rural police station. He was on the run for a long time. After that we worked on it and luckily we came to know that he was staying at Mysore, this Loknayak Nagar, so Mysore commissioner. So under his leadership they searched the premise, they searched the house and they have found a lot of explosive materials.
They establish it is the same fellow whom we are suspecting, then the family members will also be questioned about whatever the details they know. 1 male member and 3 of the female family members have come. Okay. So they will be questioned if necessary.
Okay, viewers, so here's the man we're talking about, the suspect number 1 at the moment in the Mangaluru blast case. Who is the highly radicalized Shariq? If we talk about the details, he's been identified as Muhammad Shariq. Remember, this was, of course, the police that were quick to jump to answers with regards to his identity immediately after the blast took place. He's also currently undergoing treatment, and the police is waiting for him to recover fully. Now, Shariq is a resident of Shivamogga and a serial offender at that. He was in Coimbatore, from there travelled to Mysuru, and thereafter the blast took place in Mangaluru, remember. But he has already been arrested in pro-terror graffiti case as well earlier, and also in the anti-Savarkar stir. All of this, remember, has happened in the state of Karnataka itself, but it indicates how Shariq is a repeat offender. Also mastermind in the Shivamogga experimental blast case. So these are some of the details which also go on to suggest that he was already into several other notorious activities. He's already been booked under UAPA and got bail on technical grounds. The BJP, of course, has been saying that Shariq was handled by Arafat and Abdul Mateen along with others. In fact, the BJP says though investigations are on in full swing, but the police has also confirmed so far that Mateen of Al Hind was one of the main handlers of Shariq and is currently absconding. And I in fact had announced a bounty of 5 lakh rupees on Mateen as well. The cops have till now carried out several raids. They've detained 4 people in connection with the case. The police have also revealed that Shariq visited Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, the place where a similar blast, remember, took place very, very close to a month ago itself outside a temple. And there as well, if we talk about Shariq, he's used fake ID cards in Mangaluru during his stay. He's been arrested in pro-terror graffiti case. We're talking about his background, of course, which is very, very problematic, and all the more gives ammunition to the police to look at his suspected terror links. But here's what the police has confirmed so far.
Couple of months ago, in the month of October, on 23rd, I think, in Coimbatore, similar incidents has taken place. There also they had planned to blast around the temple. This person also, Mr. Mohammed, has gone and met the person in Coimbatore. So we have traced the places where all he had moved around in the last 2 months. They are looking from all the aspects, from all the angles, and we are also trying to find out whether he has a connection with the international terrorist organization, whether the banned organizations are behind this, or whether any sleeper cells are active in this area since we are bordering to the Kerala state.
Let me go across to Deepak and Imran joining us live with more details. Deepak, to you first, take us through what the police probe has revealed so far, because the police, of course, now is suspecting a clear terror link which perhaps goes beyond India as well to, Pakistan or some of the Middle Eastern nations. But what is it that they have revealed in clear-cut terms till now?
Well, a lot of evidence, of course, has been gathered, primarily, from the rented house in Mysuru, where, this particular accused was staying for the last few months. He, of course, was living through an identity that he had stolen and then morphed. This was the Aadhaar card from a person named Prem. He is, of course, in Tumkuru, working in Tumkuru in the railways department. The police, of course, had to reach out to him because the first identity card that they even got off at the blast site was this man's. And then they realized that he has nothing to do with this particular crime. And after they figured out who he actually was, they landed at his house in Mysuru, and there began the investigation. Now, while, of course, at the blast site itself, they found the cooker, they found, a little bit of chemicals that they could identify from the spot. Apart from that, a circuit board and much more, and realized it was an IED. At his residence, they found a lot of other components, be it, sulfur, phosphorus, be it batteries, be it, wires, and other equipment that he used. They've also confirmed that he purchased all of these off, shelves of the shops that are available nearby, and also online. Now, to purchase it online, the cops also hinted at a possibility that he was using bitcoins. And all of this, of course, has been derived from the circumstantial evidence that they've gathered, and also from the evidence that they've gathered through the raids, and also little bit of questioning that they've been able to do of this person who continues to remain in the hospital with about 40 to 45% burn injuries. The priority right now, they're saying, is to ensure that, they treat him well so that he's in a condition so that aggressive questioning can happen to identify who his associates were and if there are any more people out there. More importantly, they've spoken about, this individual named, Abdul Mateen Taha, who, of course, was a person who's also an accused in the Al Hind module case. The NIA, of course, has been investigating this from 2019. Imran as well aware, we've reported this from Bengaluru itself of this particular case, and the NIA has even put a bounty and a lookout notice for Abdul Taha and another person as well who is also right now in Dubai is what they believe. They're saying these two people probably are the main people who handled this particular individual, Shariq, and also probably some transfer of intel funds. All of it came from them. So as of now, the investigation is going to proceed towards identification of what the exact
police,
plan
Deepak,
was.
very careful in what it's revealing. Till now, they've just said that he has terror links with an organization that is globally known to all, with a terror organization that is known to all. But as far as those two people are concerned, his handlers, you just spoke of them, so let's quickly put out these details for our viewers. Abdul Mateen is the handler number one, Shariq's main handler, as the police is suspecting, is alleging at the moment. He's, remember, already wanted by the NI, a bounty of 5 lakh rupees that was also slabbed by the NI itself. If we talk about handler number 2, that's Sarafat, who's Shariq's handler, and he operated from the national capital, and he's Shariq himself, Muhammad Shariq, the suspect number 1 so far in the case, and the police have, in as many words, said that he is a highly radicalized youth. As far as the action goes, viewers, remember, so far 4 people have been detained, 1 from Ooty, 2 from Mysuru, and 1 from Mangaluru, including Shariq. Shariq, of course, is under the radar still. He is undergoing treatment. The police say they are trying their level best to provide him with the best treatment possible to make sure he recovers at the earliest so that more details can be gathered. Imran, if you could just tell us about his handlers all the more in detail, because, here are terror links that are being suspected by the police, links that perhaps go across to Pakistan and some of the Middle Eastern nations as well. And these are the 2 handlers who, by the way, have a very bad track record. They were already under the radar of the likes of NI.
Well, absolutely. As Deepak was pointing on several cases, both these handlers have names of cropped up in many, including from Shimoga violence. Mannan is from Tirthalli, the same constituency as our Karnataka Home Minister Gnanendra. In fact, Mannan's father is a retired army official. His father was working in the army, and when we got to him, he said that I was not aware of what he was up to. In fact, he goes on to say these days the kids with their mobile phones is not aware. In fact, he made an appeal saying that if he is hearing this video of him, to come back and to surrender himself to the police. So and they say that these are the people who recruited and brainwashed this youth, and they were actually handling these people in many of the violences witnessed in the Karnataka state, including the graffiti incident where in 2020 which happened in Mangaluru, in two places where one place they had said that we will take back the revenge and we support Taliban, and second was the graffiti wall near the court or in the court hall premises in Mangaluru, which said that we support Lashkar-e-Taiba, and which for these three of the youths were arrested, and accused number one was Shariq. Now, how did the Shariq got away is saying that there's on technical grounds, even though UAPA had been invoked against him, he got off on our technical grounds, he got bail, and he was seen in Shimoga for the violence which happened with Savarkar violence, where accused number one Zabiullah was in contact with Shariq, and the moment Zabiullah got arrested, Shariq escaped from there. Since then he's been absconding. He was escaped the radar of the intelligence agencies. They were on the lookout for him for several of the cases there in Karnataka, and that's now Shariq who absconded. He went to Mysuru. Okay. He got the place there, and from where he was making the bombs, from where sulfur, yes, phosphorus, batteries and others.
Several questions that come to light really, Imran, because how is it that, you know, under the nose of the agencies of the government, here's a man who was faking his identity, staying in a rental accommodation and with all of those explosive materials without anyone having found out, and was perhaps going to carry out a blast that could have had far-reaching consequences. Deepak and Imran, thank you for joining us with all those details. With that, it's time for us to head into a very quick break. We'll be right back with more news updates.